And we'd love to see you just get teased enough out of, like, Ryan Garcia's been doing a bit of back and forth with you. What do you make of that?
Oh, Ryan just being Ryan.
That's a massive fight.
It's okay. You know, like, me and Ryan on 2 different levels. You know, so it's nothing to either, you know, entertain, really.
Terence Crawford. Why Terence Crawford?
I don't think he's as good as people say he is. I mean, you could debate me on that. I think I'm a better fighter, faster, stronger. I'm in my prime. He didn't look good his last fight. I can fight him at 154 if he wants it.
So you truly think that Terence Crawford's overrated?
I do.
Well, he's never lost, but you think he doesn't have any quality wins?
I don't think he's ever fought a generational talent ever in his life.
Well, and you're that guy. You think you're the first guy to give Terence Crawford his first loss?
Yes.
Crawford did not yell, flex, or do anything dramatic in front of the cameras. He just looked at Ryan Garcia's calls and said, "We're not even having the same conversation."
What type of friend are you?
That makes a bigger difference than any loud advertising effort. Because, let's be honest, Ryan is yelling names like he's in a hurry to get to the top of the list. Bud is taking notes.
Bud is listening. I would love to fight you. I feel like I would literally beat the shit out of you. You're a good fighter, but I don't think you've ever fought somebody with talent and explosiveness and power. In my opinion, I mean, you beat Sean Porter. Sean Porter is a great fighter, but kind of basic. Errol Spence Jr. came off a crash. Don't think he's that good. Have you fought anybody with one-punch knockout power? No. So I feel like Bud Crawford is overrated. I'm a boxer. I don't give a fight him. I'll beat the shit out of him. I feel like in my heart. And that's it. Point blank period. And I would actually fight him. There's a difference. I would actually fight him. Now, if he doesn't want it, that's not my fault. If he doesn't think it's a match, that ain't my fault. He's not a draw. He doesn't bring anything to the table. He's boring as but I would probably give him the biggest payday of his life if he takes the fight.
You should be sure of yourself. But Crawford is wondering, wait a minute. You just got your first real belt, and now you're going straight to the final boss. That is a strong claim. Maybe a little too bold.
Terence Crawford being overrated. If you fought him, are you knocking him out, or is that a distance fight?
I think that Terence hasn't fought any young, hungry, talented fighters. And if you look at his resume, he fought Errol Spence. He was already older. He fought Canelo, already old. Name one guy he fought that was a young lion. You can't name him because he hasn't done it. He didn't fight Boots. He didn't fight Virgil Ortiz. He hasn't fought me. Devin. He just doesn't fight anybody that's hungry. The same hunger he got. That's why he's beating.
I don't know, but I don't think he's gonna fight again.
No, he probably won't. I mean, he made a bunch of money. I mean, I'm not forcing him to do anything. I'm just calling it how I see it. I don't care if he comes out of retirement or not.
I also understand Ryan's point when he says you haven't faced any young, fresh guys. But Crawford's record isn't something you just throw around like a disagreement in the comments. That is a dangerous road. I see what Ryan is doing at the same time. He's putting pressure on people, making up stories, and trying to get into those top talks. Terence Crawford will think about going up against Ryan Garcia. But Ryan must first meet Crawford's requirements before he can even think about the idea. Terence Crawford has done so many great things that he should be in the Hall of Fame. He has said that Ryan Garcia, who has been calling him out, needs to first go without being challenged at least once in his career. Ryan Garcia has a lot of catching up to do, according to Terence Crawford. This means that Terence and Ryan shouldn't even be talked about in the same breath. When asked again, Crawford said that they could start talking if Ryan could be a one-time winner without any competition. But until then, it's the same as what The Rock says. It's true that this fight won't happen. Deep down, I'm sure I, and Ryan Garcia all know it. But I guess it keeps him up to date. On the other hand, Crawford is not going along with it. He thinks of it as background noise, like a message you can ignore without reading it. That's the real message here. There are only stages, no anger or foul language. You can't talk your way up in Crawford's world. You make the case first, and then the talk flows on its own.
If he goes up to 147, he wants me to be on a rehydration clause where I can't go up to 157.
You can't enter the ring that heavy.
Yes.
Got it. Roger that.
All right.
People say he's pretty slick. How would you go about beating him?
Beating a 6 fight already, Devin Haney, which is longer, stronger, and faster than Shakur. So Shakur is better defensively, but he's never faced a guy as fast and with timing like myself.
Would you say that's probably the hardest fight for you right now?
No, it wouldn't be a hard fight. It would just be a thinking fight. And the thing is, you could think all.
As we're talking about levels and how Crawford brushed off Ryan Garcia like a message you don't even open, the Floyd case comes up and changes the subject from who beats whom to what's going on behind the scenes. As Wade Plemons lays it all out like an investigation. As I sit here, I think this doesn't sound like normal boxing crazy. It sounds like the paperwork is becoming a fight in and of itself.
Because we then get the report, as of yesterday, that Floyd Mayweather has already taken a cash advance payment of his purse for the upcoming Manny Pacquiao rematch on Netflix, despite it currently being in jeopardy. I don't even know how that's possible. Who gave him a cash advance before they even got to the fight? I understand like paying some up front to secure the fight, but paying everything? Maybe it's not what it is. Maybe the cash advance is like part.
Wade is basically referring to Floyd, who says one thing in public, but is said to have signed a completely different document in private. And the build-up feels more exciting than the fight itself. Because it's not really promotion when one side says, this is a real fight, and Floyd keeps saying exhibition over and over like it's a chant. That is misunderstanding that has results. Wade then talks about money, saying that Floyd might be losing money by running his business. All of a sudden, things start to connect in a way that is uncomfortable, but hard to ignore. It doesn't look like strategy anymore. It looks more like pressure, since there are so many bouts in a year, and the messages are all over the place.
The whole fight up and never fight, and also have taken a cash advance on the fight he may not ever have. He's broke! I'm sorry. It's just the truth. Floyd is so badly hurting for money that this is the stuff he's doing. Knowingly signing contracts for a pro fight just to go and publicly undermine it while taking a cash advance. Essentially going, cool, I need that money now. Who cares about the fight? Do we even know, by the way, if him and Mike Tyson is still going on in April? Bank robbery without the fight.
But now things really start to go crazy. The main point Wade is making is serious, even if you don't agree with his tone. It's no longer about trash talk or hype. It's about contracts, promises, and demands. It's about whether or not everyone is following the same plan. And when Floyd Mayweather's name is attached to it, the stakes naturally feel higher, since his whole brand has always been about being in charge and knowing exactly what he's doing. When things get this bad, you start to wonder, is this planned or slipping? You stay interested because even though fights in the ring are what boxing is all about, the real drama often starts long before the first punch is thrown.
Received money for all 3 agreements when he signed them. Not only that, but he's also taken out an advance on his purse for his fight. Dude, I'm telling you, it's bad. Floyd absolutely needs money, dude. No, it's not about Floyd. I mean, part of it probably is keeping up the lavish lifestyle, because what you guys think of as the lavish lifestyle is like Floyd going and throwing money everywhere. What I'm telling you is Floyd spent a lot of his money on things that aren't either appreciating in value or that he hasn't recouped the amount of money that he spent up front to keep paying for the things, right? Whether it's properties, whether it's businesses, whether it's real estate, those things need continuous payment. They need continuous.
And just when things with Floyd start to look like they could turn into a judicial drama, Oscar de la Hoya steps in. It's like he's been keeping this from you for years and just now found the microphone. This is not a calm judgment. This is personal force coming out into the real world of boxing. Oscar asks Floyd straight what he wants and says, fight for real or don't fight at all. And you can feel the old anger building up under every word. It wasn't just the call-out that interested me. It was the feeling that made it happen. It's not trash talk when Oscar talks about how he lost someone close to him to Manny, how it affected him, how hard it was on his mental health, and how long it took for him to get back on his feet. That's someone going back to a scar and turning it into fire. After that, he throws it back to Floyd and says, I went through it. I dealt with it. What are you doing? It gets interesting now. Oscar isn't just hitting Floyd. He's also writing his own story right now.
News on Mayweather Pacquiao potentially falling apart. I mean, I have to say this. Mayweather, come on, dude. Fight a real fight. You're still trying to protect your O? Yes, you're 50-0 on paper, but people know you've lost. Your own father said you lost against me back when we fought. And what's crazy is that people don't know that we had a rematch clause for 1 year. And what do? Your ass retires for 1 year and 1 day.
In essence, he's saying, I've been broken, I was sad, but now I'm okay. Of all of me, that is the most dangerous. I'm like, hold on, out of the blue. This has changed from Floyd criticizing Oscar to Oscar showing himself as a surprise return story. It's a mess when he starts calling people names like he's ready to fight anyone, even Jake Paul, but it's also kind of great that the conversation isn't just about Floyd anymore. It's about fighters having to prove something to people, to each other, and maybe even to themselves. There is one thing that stands out among all the noise. Protecting the zero has always been a part of Floyd's personality. And Oscar is basically going against that character right now. Not with lists or numbers, but with pride. Which is why this feels different. For the simple reason that it's no longer just about files and contracts. It's about freely questioning the past.
Bro, ever since I got beat up by Manny Pacquiao in my last fight, I've wanted to fight every single day, but I couldn't because I wasn't right. Physically, emotionally, I just wasn't right. All that depression, all that I had within my spirit. But now these last 5 years, I've put in the work, man. Woo! I did a lot of work and I feel happy. I feel at peace. And you know what? A man at peace is a dangerous man. I can take on King Kong if I want and beat his ass. And I'll even fight Jake Paul. Let's go!
Just as Oscar starts to turn this into a fight over pride by asking Floyd's name like it's open season, Manny Pacquiao walks in with the calmest intensity you can imagine and says the most serious thing of all. In other words, this is a real fight or it's nothing. And that makes a difference because he says it with passion instead of drama. Manny is not making a noise. He's not interested in making news. He's just saying it again and again, as if it were true and didn't need to be defended.
Is that what he's feeling? But he signed a real fight.
So it's for sure.
Yes, the contract that we signed is a real fight.
Real fight. Okay. Yeah, because I know he said.
I want to fight an exhibition.
No exhibition. It's either real fight or not.
Yeah, it's a real fight. Yeah.
Is Spears still in Las Vegas?
That's the contract that he signed. I mean.
Yeah. Okay, so it's still happening then.
He has to remember that.
But it's still on. It's still happening.
Oh yeah, we did sign the contract already, so there's no reason why.
Why wouldn't?
Why wouldn't?
Yeah.
I think that quiet confidence might be louder than all the crazy talk around it because Manny is stuck in one version of reality and won't change, while everyone else is guessing. Then he makes a casual comment that Floyd's choice to call it a show might be part of his plan. You could try making his workouts lighter and easier. That way of doing things shows that Manny isn't lost. He's aware. He's reading between the lines like a pro who has done it all before and knows all the tricks.
I have the improved and better strategy compared to the last one.
I know it's something you've been wanting for a very long time. I know you felt that that first fight wasn't, the best of you, right?
Yes. This time, no excuse. But maybe he think that I'm going to take him lightly.
Do you think it has anything to do with the record, his record, that might be in danger?
Oh yeah, just to make. I think to make me easy, like the way I prepare, the way I train, like that. So one of his strategy of maybe, but the contract that we signed is a real fight.
When Oscar walks in, he makes it exciting. Pride versus pride. Scars from the past versus choices made now. Manny acts like he already knows what he wants to do despite all the noise. Fight or nothing. There is only a line in the sand, no drama or doubt. For me, that's where it all comes together, because everyone here is fighting for something different. Ryan wants to be great. Crawford is making sure he stays at the top. Oscar is thinking about his reputation again. Floyd is trying to take over the story. Manny wants things to be clear. With the same stage and different fights, nothing feels like it's over. The match is already going in 100 different ways before the bell rings, which is exactly why boxing is so unpredictable. Feel free to share your ideas below. Come on, let's talk about it. Don't forget to like, share, and follow 2Boxing MMA Motive. We'll see you at the next one.